I don't know what's real, I can't say. I don't know how to break away from all this pain.
Chaos will follow.
A wolf has no mercy.
to Summoner's Rift.
Not all who are chosen are worthy.
Minions have spawned.
Take every advantage. Give no room to breathe. Your defeat will be on display.
First blood. An enemy has been slain.
There is thrill in the chase. A fierce hunter draws near. My family still empowers me, even here. My deeds honor Voxtrik. My life, my ancestors have guided me. Let them witness my glory. Life beyond death is everything I imagined. My quarry. enforce judgment. No one will miss you. A meaningless legacy. A clear mind is necessary for victory.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Will this be stronger than a new scar?
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Worth is shown through action. Expose their fear. Unworthy mortal.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Defense was always my destiny. Massage is in order. I wear these scars with pride. They are my power, my history. Fear sweetens the hunt.
An enemy has been slain.
Every wound marks my child. No time for hesitance at the Bootcamp.
An ally has been slain.
grandfather could see me now.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy is
Living
unstoppable.
bones. Coward's death. Price of legacy is steep.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Silence before the strike. I must go. Voxtrik cannot lose its sharpest hunter. Voxtrik, Wolf's glorious afterlife. Those blessed to enter are revered for eternity.
An ally has been slain.
I indulge in mortal delight.
Has been slain. Killing spree. Ally has been slain.
Every life taken was in preparation. Those who fail my test are undeserving of Voxtrik.
An enemy has been slain.
This form disobedience, nor will I.
Your team has destroyed. Killing spree.
Cowards cannot hide.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Not all who are chosen are worthy. The other chosen warriors cower before my strength. Take every advantage. Give no room to breathe. Struck from this flame and the next. These plains have become mine to conquer. I shall revel in the hunt.
An ally has been slain. Has been slain. Shut down.
How will the Medardas fare without my leadership?
Your turret has been destroyed.
Every hunt requires moments of respite. Weakness cannot be taught. Necessary for victory.
Ally has been slain. This strength was always my destiny. Fear sweetens the hunt.
know, kind of like what we talked about yesterday. I don't want that to be your interpretation, because you can see here, this is a point in the game now where you are losing so bad that you kind of do need your team to help you to kill him if he's doing something that he's not supposed to, right? So even still, the game goes on. The Jax. Oh, this is the ping. You should be missing pinging now, like immediately. As soon as this guy goes into fog, you should be pinging this. Yep. Because remember, I think we've talked about it, like the push move principle. He's not going to try and really make progress against you. He can't really make progress against you very easily, especially now that you're more even with him, right? So what's he going to do? He's going to push and move to use his lead. So you need to let your team know. So I want missing pings now. I want them now. And I want you to almost track it as well. You should have an idea of, okay, he just went here, which means that 5 seconds from now he's going to be here, which means 10 seconds now he's going to be here, right? So you can kind of like ping it as it goes.
Yeah.
Right?
I see. Yeah.
So that'll help your team. Now, does that save the Pyke here? Maybe not. But in general, you're just not communicating enough about Jax and how you want your team to react, whether it be to come kill him or to play safe around him, whatever. You're just not doing that, right? Which is very different from me. Like, I overping. I've never had a problem telling my team what I want them to do, or like complaining about what my teammates are doing. Like that, I'm goated at that, right? That's which has its pros and cons, right? Like when you're a Masters player and you get in Challenger games and you're telling Challenger players what to do with your pings, hey, it's not very good, right? They don't like that. But here, there's a lot of times where you see the Darius, you see the Jax, you see him roaming. Just let him know, right?
Yes.
So here the problem I have with this is, I mean, you're just fighting a numbers down fight. I think the idea is like you can free hit the guy, and it's really not bad. I feel like it's a little bit misexecuted, to be honest. Like, he's just really tanky too, so all in all, I don't really hate this play. It's just like, I feel like at this point when you know the Jax is in that brush, I feel like you kind of just let this guy go. Like, you see him heal, I would just let him leave.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, Dragon's coming for a minute. I would rather you have Ghost for the Dragon, which, by the way, we'll talk about in a second. I don't like how you played this Dragon. But, yeah, I think face checking this brush when you know there's going to be a Jax in it is just not very good. It's not going to be a recipe for success.
Yeah, it's being kill starved for too long.
Yeah. I think you just got like bored almost. Like you felt like you needed to do something in the game, but you really don't, right? Just like keep it stable.
Yeah.
Keep letting the victor scale to a certain extent. I mean, like take your fights more tactfully, right? Because here now when this dragon spawns and this is your sole point dragon fight, now you don't have ult or ghost for it, right? And it's like even if you quadra kill them, like if it's a really really good fight, right? Then I'm okay with that. But there's gonna be a Jax in that brush that's going to stun you and stop you from killing the Dauntless. If the Jax was 5 seconds further away, it would be a better call. But you can see like in a game of seconds, it really does matter. So here you TP, you get the flank, and this is where I really don't like it. This dragon is in play. Where are you going? I know you're going to get the mid wave. Like I have the answer. I understand you're going to get the mid wave, but that is like not important. This dragon is spawned. If anything, I'm concerned that they're already hitting it, right? Like the dragon is spawned 3 seconds ago now. So Rengar could already be hitting it. And it would be pretty nice if you just help walk your team in, right? You end up going for the wave. I mean, Victor can get the wave at the very worst. Someone will get it, right? You can see Victor's walking to it. But now here, you're not here to be there with your team when this Nautilus clicks in and Nautilus Syndra click in, right? Imagine if you were like right here, right when the Syndra clicked in, and you can like go look to flash her or something, right? Like you see what I mean? Like here, you're just not with your team when you could be. So you're just not influencing the fight as best you can. So imagine if you had Ghost Flash and you were in this position right now. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Obviously, a way different game, but it's just the idea of you're here for the dragon, but you're not actually here. You're not actually at the fight, because by the time you get here, the fight's over. Look, Pyke and Kha'Zix are dead before you are able to make it there. So it's not good, right? And it's so crazy too because this is a winning position. Y'all are 5v4, but because you leave, your team now takes an even numbers fight instead of a numbers advantage fight. So this is a 3v3 instead of what should be a 4v3, turning into a 5v4, right? But you're here late. So just make sure that when you are there for an objective, make sure you you are there as your team is entering. That's the most important thing, right? Sometimes you can take recalls and resets and whatever, but the most important thing is that you're there when it matters, right? You're there at the fight when you're able to actually fight, right? And your team is actually entering. If your team was all like 5 seconds away, maybe they were further away, and you're not worried about the Rengar being on the dragon, okay, wait for them to get closer. You see what I mean? But here they're ready to enter, they're trying to enter, and you're not entering with them, and then they all die.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue, like, oh, they shouldn't walk in, you're not ready. But you can be ready. Like, you should be ready. You see what I mean? So, I don't blame them. But then you kind of just push mid there. I think it's like a fine kind of readjustment to them all dying and losing the dragon.
This is where I feel like my team's just getting perma-picked.
Yeah, yeah.
At
this point, they're getting perma-picked. I think the big turning point was just like those 2 plays in that late mid game where you go in, you lose your Ghost or ulti for the Nautilus. You go 4 for 2, by the way, on that play. It's a play you initiated, so it's 2 kills in favor of them. And then, I mean, you get the Jax on the back, so maybe we say 1 kill in favor of them. But then you come back and you don't use the numbers advantage lead from Jax being dead. So even though, like, yeah, they get picked there, and here they do definitely get picked, like, you could have definitely carried that dragon fight.
Yes, I agree.
And then here, I would just say you're trading too much with him, right?
Yeah.
Like, here, your job is just to slow him down. And I've been here. I have a vivid memory. I think I told you about it, the Fjord game. Playing into a Fjord side lane. That's
Yeah.
Camille. And I trade. It was in exactly here, too. Exactly in this position, too. I traded too much, and then he just broke the whole tower. He broke the whole base. So here, the biggest thing is just your job at this point is just going to, keep stabilizing, stop interacting, right? Now, I think that there were points in this game where you could have, and even in the mid game, like, you're going to be able to, but he's level 16 right now. He has the Secret's arm guard. It's just pretty hard for you to positively interact with him. Now your team, your whole team is kind of just taking turns dying, to be honest, at this point. So I would say at this point the game definitely does become just difficult.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would have felt a lot better if I could side lane against him. There's a lot of domino effects happening.
Yeah, of course. Like, because you lost lane, you lose side lane, and because you lose side lane, you're not able to, like, push and then get prio and move to your team. So your team just has to, like, make do without you.
Yeah, I think I definitely gonna, when I play against the crazy flip matchups, I'm gonna play stable.
I'm gonna look to this mid game. I think one thing you can do in these matchups where you're losing is, and you're losing the game, is if you ever get a timer where you've pushed out and you have a timer, you can just use that timer to, like, walk mid and walk around for a little bit and then go back in time to catch a wave. But here, for example, like, you could walk mid, and if some action does happen, you can be there, right? And that will raise some of your influence over the game just a little bit. So imagine if now you were here fighting and then you were, like, walk back or something, right?
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I should have went Sergej. I should have went Strikebreaker.
Yeah,
push
yeah,
faster.
So I think, like, in general throughout this game, the big things that you need to work on is, one, when you're in flip matchups, don't flip when you're in winning positions, especially. If you're in a losing position, I'm more okay with you flipping because it's kind of like a more favorable spot, if that makes sense. Like, here you turn to 70-30, or I think we said 65-35 earlier. You take a 65-30 position in the lane with the wave into a 50-50. But if you were in a 35-65, I'm more okay with this. Right? I mean, you can kind of see, like, you're punching up instead of punching down. So
yeah, it was
that's
completely the wrong timer to do that.
Yeah. So stability in flip matchups is very valuable as a top laner. It makes your climb a lot more just consistent, more linear. So stability in flips. And then I would say the next thing is, secondly, going to be communicating to your team what information about Jax. Communicating about enemy laner, okay? This is when he's roaming, when he could be roaming, when he's not in lane, when they need to be scared of him, because that's important, right? Also, when you want them to come gank him, when it's like clearly he's overextended, maybe he doesn't have a ward down, if he's overextended, doesn't have a ward, and you're causing his top side, that's okay to ping help ball, right? If he's overextended and your Kha'Zix is fighting on the enemy bot side jungle, maybe you don't ping for help then. You see what I mean?
Yes, it's
So-
conceptual. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ping at all, so it's gonna be better.
Exactly, right. So communicating about your top is important. And then I would say, thirdly, is when you're in losing positions and you get big timers from any wave shove like this, just looking to be in, like, involved with your team when they're doing stuff and you have timers. So it feels like there's a couple key points in this game where you could be with your team because you have time to be with your team because Jax is like not pressuring, etc., but you're not with your team, right?
Yes.
For example, here on this timer where you pushed out really far because he's dead, and then the other time when he's dead and you could be at the dragon, right? So kind of matching your team when you have time. And I would say this is a little bit of like body language stuff, like they're clicking in, you click in, stuff like that. But there's clearly like times where it's good and bad. I would say that if you base here and then walk mid, it's not as good, right? There's not really anything that should happen. But if something does happen, you can be there with no cost, top lane. You see what I mean? Because you have
Yes.
such a big timer from pushing out. But the dragon one, where you could have fought, like there's a clear reason why you should have been there and you weren't. So in my opinion, these are slightly two different scenarios, but the root thing is that when you have bigger timers, I would like for you to involve yourself more with your team. I think you're good to queue up, but I think these are the big things to work on. If you have any questions.
No, this is good.
Yeah. So yeah. Yep. Alrighty, Ascend. So you sent your link.
It's about 60%. Yeah.
60%. Not bad. So, tell me a little bit about that game. How that felt.
It was a
How you
bit
feeling?
ironic that it was Jax again first game.
Yeah. Jax again. You
Yeah.
went the Conquer this time. It looked better. You also you went the DD second. I noticed that as well.
Well, I looked at your review.gg and I was like, oh, I see you've been going at second, so
Yeah, I've been trying it out. I like it in matchups. I like it in games where people are pretty bursty. So for example, like I feel like in this game it's pretty good. Like if you're able to take the fight quickly, I think it's good in this game because it gives you, even though it's no MR, it gives you a lot of versatility against the Lissandra. Like Lissandra does magic damage, right? And it gives you armor, but it's
Yeah.
still pretty good against Lissandra, right? So I feel like that's something that's pretty nice about that setup. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's chill. How'd you like the Conqueror this time? I feel like personally it's probably a little better.
yeah, it felt better than just going grasp.
Yeah, it's good. So I mean, this game looked better. This guy's Smurf. Yeah, he's a Smurf. So any notable aspects of that game that you felt like went wrong, went right? Looks like lane went well.
Yeah, lane went well. I had like one little misplay, but it's whatever. And then out of lane, I just felt like, I don't know, like no matter how much I tried to communicate, like I could have done more, I guess, but like my pings were just being ignored, so like they were just getting caught constantly.
That's okay.
It was like a really hard game, and then I just felt like super pressured to like do something when I didn't need to. And then yeah, I got caught in the side lane one time and handed my 1,000 gold bounty over. But I didn't really expect 4 of them to be bot lane, so yeah. Locked in odd, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes you'll ping and they'll, your team won't listen. That's fine. As long as you're doing the best you can to communicate to your team. I will say we'll take a look at those moments, so kind of maybe you can point them out to me. But I want to look at if you should have been there, right? Sometimes you actually shouldn't be there and your job is just to communicate that you're not going to be there.
Yeah.
And but sometimes it's important that you should be there. Maybe you not being there is why it's bad.
Yep.
Not so much the team dying. So we shall see.
Yeah, I think the later the game went on, the more I started to like try to adjust to them just being stupid. But yeah, like I definitely wasn't doing it enough early in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went like on a 8-game loss streak yesterday. I just could not win it. Like all my bot lanes were like just straight. I mean, I was playing normals as well, but yeah, it was upsetting.
Yeah, when you lose yeah, when the red carpet kind of gets laid out, it's so
Yeah.
depressing. Even if it is norms, sometimes it feels bad.
Yeah, I had to jump on the ult for a bit.
Yeah, no, actually. But it's a better start. You know, we're starting off with the Jax. Time we win today.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I haven't really tried the D Helm start very much. I stopped playing, and then when I stopped playing is when they released D Helm, and I
Yeah.
haven't really started buying it. But I do think that like it does shine against the Jax. Like it has to be good versus the Jax.
I think it's like a
not
Jackson
good versus-
Shen as well, even.
Yeah, like I think it's probably good versus like a Volibear, Warwick, but it's like a very defensive thing. Like I feel like it's much more stable. You can see like I definitely think it's overperformant compared to D Shield.
Yeah.
But obviously, like if you're able to go D Blade and win, it's always better. So I think now that you have more comfort with the, you can see like D Shield way worse than D Helm, which is slightly worse than D Blade. I think you can slowly start transitioning towards D Blade and some of these more aggressive matchups. But you can see like she does pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I feel like Electrocute would be better because, like, when I got my Conquer procced, I feel like I was like clenching my cheeks, like it felt a bit close. Like I feel like if he went Lethal Tempo, he would have shat on me, but he went Grasp, so it wasn't as terrifying when I was trying to just sit on him.
I feel like one thing I like about the Conquer is I like that I feel like you're never gonna kill Jax in one rotation. That's my idea.
Yeah.
Never gonna kill him one rotation, and in reality, you're not even going to create a winning enough position from one rotation that you're like, oh, I'm gonna kill him for sure. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get his E up again, and he's probably gonna beat you. And I feel like Conquer. The thing I like about Conquer is it gets my second rotation of abilities out against Jax faster because I get Legend Haste, and it makes my second rotation of abilities stronger, which makes me kill him faster on that second rotation, which I like as well in the matchup. I find that it's hard to proc the Electrocute versus him as well in the early lane.
Because he
you
just
can't really
presses
auto him.
E. Yeah.
Yeah. So I find that if I do, in trying to proc Electrocute, I feel like I have to spend too many abilities. I do think, though, that if you feel like it's a really good game for Electrocute, like you're playing against a bunch of squishies and you want to go lethality, for example, like I think that's fine. Like you can see here, for example, I would be willing to bet that in isolation, Cyclosword is going to be better versus him because you're able to get value out of it with only one ability and, stuff like that. But I think that realistically for winning games, now that they nerfed her ulti, you're better off just going like some sort of like, Eclipse DD. I do like the clear versus the Jax too.
Yeah.
I've not played against the Jax since I started going DD second, so I'm not sure which of these two I like more. But he gets a lot of armor, especially when he builds his Zanyas, plus when he pops ulti. So I like Cleaver a lot versus him. He's actually one of the first champions I started going Cleaver against. Second. But
What
what
about
center we rocking with?
67?
Oh nah. 67. What? How long does it say? Nope.
Doesn't have a time. Like I would say like another 5. Ah, here we go. 7 minutes.
Okay. Do you feel like you kind of got a little bit, you were like unheard in the mid game, but then you kind of adjusted to it and it started going better? You had one death where you died in the late game, you gave over your shutdown, right?
Yeah.
And that kind kind of summarize it. You felt like you did good early. How do you feel like you played around like wave timers and
like in
your Q
lane?
usage, your W usage? Yeah.
I feel like I greeted a couple of waves just because the gold I was sitting on was a little awkward. And I wanted to like just squeeze a little bit out, but I don't think I really lost too much from those bases. Yeah, I think like, I mean, since yesterday I've been just trying to like throw my W out more, just to feel it out, I guess.
Yeah. Getting more
But-
comfortable with the W usage.
Yeah, I think this game was more mid-game stuff though, like, because yeah, I think lane went fine. But yeah, mid-game was like, it was a bunch of like my team being either like 1 or 2 people, 3 people sometimes, and then just dying to like the Sandra and Nocturne on a repeat.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think if like, yeah, I think if I don't know, I feel like I wasn't grouping enough, but I feel like if I did group, like I'd be too late. And yeah, I was sitting on the bounty gold, so I was like, I didn't want to hand it over to like the Binks or Jacks.
Yeah, for sure.
$71. But yeah, that's my alt as well. But I mainly just yeah, I mainly just played duo with a friend on it.
You're kind of smurfing. You're 70% win rate. I mean, I mean, you are literally smurfing, but like.
I mean, it's only like 200 LP difference.
And you're 70% win rate. You're goated.
Yeah, that hurt. I'd been Renekton after that game.
Yeah, I don't like Renekton in that match.
Yeah,
I don't like in that matchup. I banned Renekton, but if I were to play that matchup, I would probably go Grasp Domination now.
Yeah.
Also, you go D Shield versus him. The logic of D Helm, okay, is that okay? So here's the logic of all items, okay? There's a shield, and then there's blade, and there's helm, okay?
Yeah.
Shield, you always build against champions that poke you or take a lot of short trades, right? A lot of slow, gradual chip damage, okay? And this is always the item you want to go against these champions. Now, D-Blade and D-Helm are items that you take where you're not interacting very much, but when you are interacting, there's substantial HP traded. So these are like all-in champions, or especially like for D-Blade, the more aggressive option, it's going to be more of like you wanting to play aggressively, right? Obviously, you don't play aggressively when you're playing a losing matchup, right? You don't. That's not really. You're not gonna play aggressively in a losing matchup and have that be a good thing.
Yeah.
So when you choose to go the helm here, the reason why the helm is not good is because you're losing, and he's not an all-in champion. But the helm is good against, say, like you want to play. If you want to play defensive against Darius, you can go helm. If you want to play aggressive versus Darius, like Blade more personally, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like versus the GP, I go D Blade, but if I'm against a good GP, I'd rather go D Shield.
Yeah.
They've also been going this like. I've been seeing a lot of Darius go like Death Fire Touch, which is really annoying. Actually, does a lot of chip damage.
Yeah, I feel like GP is a really hard matchup.
It is, yeah. She has a lot of pretty bad matchups. I'm not gonna lie. Like people talk about her being OP and stuff, and like, but like when you play against like Warwick or Camille or Kennen or like the Renekton, the Tryndamere, I feel like all these matchups, Darius, all of them, I don't have like an easy time playing.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like people like have PTSD from like a late game where she just spams abilities, but like early game you like you use an ability and you just sitting duck for like ages.
Yeah, people I think are in general frustrated playing against her because she has a lot of movement, and I think that is a frustrating aspect of the game. Like if you have a lot of movement, it can be very frustrating um, for players. In general, people don't like playing against champions that always get to choose when they interact. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why. And when they do interact, it's almost always positive for them. So like her ability to take the trades she does is definitely very frustrating. I think that annoys people. So yeah. Yeah, Teemo. Oh my god, I hate the Teemo matchup.
Yeah, I've played it a couple times, and like, there's a night and day
I feel like
difference
it's
between good and bad Teemos, at least at my
Yeah.
rank. But yeah,
I feel like Teemo is more popular right now than I would like him to be, just in general. Like range chops are very popular, and I feel like ever since the static shiv thing like got popular for Teemo, like it applies the poison or whatever
yeah.
for the wave. I'm not even sure if it does that anymore, but he's got more popular. Very frustrating champ to play against. But yeah, I think trying the DD second, I think it'll be pretty good. I do still think that there's going to be games where the other items shine more, like the Serpent second or the... Not even so much the Serpent second, to be honest, like the Clear second. But yeah, I have been quite enjoying the DD.
I just feel like Cleaver second hasn't felt like a spike at all. Like I
Yeah.
feel like if anything, the only thing that's felt good second is DD, because like I feel like you don't really spike. It feels like Gwen, like you don't spike until you get the third item.
Yeah.
So like having the DD just keeps you alive.
Yeah, she kind of falters a little bit at second item if you're going as traditional HP item. That's why going the DD feels pretty good, because you know you're able to have the death stance, like the death defy, and have the damage reduction. You basically have like perma exhaust ticking, which is quite nice, because you take 30% less damage up front, which is really good. And then you can always put it into your shields because you're rotating your shields constantly. So I do like it. I think it's a good second item. It also allows you to go like Endless Hunger third, or like Serpent's Fang third, or Lethality third. It just gives you more flexibility on item slot 3.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. What percent are we looking at?
80.
Alrighty. It's quite slow today compared to
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. There's 5 minutes. I don't know how true that is. Did you have any other sessions yesterday?
I had blocks 1 and 2, so I
Yeah.
think you were my block 1, and then yeah, I did a block right after you.
Yeah.
Same for today. I'll have one block now. I'll have a block that starts at 9 my time, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So it starts in 3 hours, and yeah,
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. for me.
quite early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because when we
Yeah,
did the
it's overtime.
session on, I guess it was Thursday for you?
Yesterday?
No,
or the
the day
coach, like,
before.
the
Yeah,
TLA
yeah.
coaching.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was like 5 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
I like set an alarm and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be okay. The other guy, because I was like second, I was like, if I like sleep in, I'll wake up on one of these alarms and then I'll join. And then the other guy hadn't uploaded his thing and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, sometimes if there's a delay on anyone, I usually just sit in there for a few minutes. I kind of like give you all time to join and drop a ping, see if anything like that, wake some people up in case they're not locked in. But yeah, sometimes I would say it's kind of like 70-30 of if people that have a session later on, like let's say the third or fourth in line, if they join early, they typically do. But sometimes they'll be like busy, or they'll have work, or they're like doing something, so they're not going to be there immediately, or maybe they just don't join. They don't care to join early, so
Yeah.
it's fine. But if that guy doesn't show up, then you're next, and so I kind of have to get the show on the road typically.
Yeah. Because yeah, the only other one that's like good for me is like Chippies, which is like
Yeah.
10 a.m. my time. But like
Makes sense.
everyone joins that one, so it's like impossible.
Yeah, Chippies are like super packed because of how many clients he has that are there for him. I think the big thing is that there's like this big time gap consistently, which I feel like covers a lot of the ideal. From my understanding, it would probably cover most of the ideal OS time zones, but like all through here is empty. And obviously, I'm not going to be coaching at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. 11 a.m. Like I'm not. This is not happening for me. But I am shocked that Chippies, because Chippies is in Korea, so he's like coaching at like very early in the morning. I guess he just has other stuff to do, but like, but yeah, like he's coaching at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So this time slot would be like it's 8 p.m. for him. So I'm shocked that there's not people that are like in OCE. They don't have. I'm shocked they don't have an OCE top lane person to
I
cover
thought
this time slot.
Ian was the OS guy.
Yeah, and he has one right here, which is like you can kind of see it's actually like barren, like absolutely all the way through here, like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
to 11 a.m. my time is basically entirely empty every week. We only have 2 sessions, but I'm usually pretty eager to cover like slots, but these are not real for me. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm shocked that they don't have like TN or even like Chippies to some extent, like having more slots here.
I guess we've
in
only got
Korea.
like I've only really seen like maybe 12 OS players, maybe.
Yeah, the
PLA.
OS clientele is probably not as high. But yeah, it is a complaint I've heard before. But yeah, we have I don't know where Dan is from, but I know Luca's EU and Fodge and I are NA. Or Fodge's sessions are. And then I think Flipper's OS. Pretty sure. This guy's Chippies is Korea. But yeah. I think. But also like the reality is that if they don't get sessions, like if they don't have people signing up for certain sessions,
Yeah.
there's just not interest, and so then they just like they don't hold them anymore.
What's Challenger like top how many in NA?
300.
300, wow.
Probably should go down. I think in OS it's 500, right?
Top 50 is
Or yeah,
Challenger.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it 500? I'm in 50. I'm in 50. I'm friends with Why Not. You've probably heard of him.
No.
The jungler. Where is he? This guy.
Oh yeah.
He's played comp before. He's always high elo, but
The only guy I know in Challenger, or he's not Challenger at the moment, but he was a few years ago, was a guy called Nox.
I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, he's played for like many LCP organizations. But yeah, I'm not that tapped into this scene because obviously it's OS and I'm
Yeah.
not.
What do you mean it's the hardest server on the planet?
It definitely does have some difficulty, right? Like, I mean, obviously it's like you say it sarcastically, but it's partially true in the sense that, you're not gonna have good queue times. There are unique difficulties when you're playing in a server with
Yeah.
this few people, right? And you only get 50. The funny thing is though is I don't even know how many less people y'all have than we do. We have basically we have 300 in Challenger, but kind of typically it'll tell you how many exactly are on the Rift. Yeah, there's 1.3 million, 1.4 for NA, and OS has, wow, 170,000. Like I thought it was gonna be a lot closer. I'm not gonna lie. Because NA is a pretty small region. If you compare it to like Europe, who has like 3 million, and Korea, who has like I think close to 3 point something. Oh, 2.8. But yeah, yeah, like our LP cutoffs are a lot lower. Korea has 1.8. Europe has I think over 2.4 for Challenger, and North America is 1.5 almost. So I think yeah, there's some unique difficulties. The queue times seem very evil. Like I would not want to queue high elo and Oath.
Yeah, I've
But-
watched some like streamers who are challenger, and yeah, they sit there for like an hour, and then they lose their mind when someone dodges.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's so bad when that happens. It used to happen in A, but they've kind of like pushed to reduce queue times. I'm sure it's probably so diabolical for for Oath. I'm actually kind of curious what Wynot's matchmaking is like, because he's top 15. He's playing against he's top of D3 this game. This guy must be like ranked 1 or something. Ranked
Yeah,
2
he
or
is.
something.
Yeah, he's rank 1.
500 LP.
He's
Yeah,
rank 1 or
his
2.
LP is
It swaps between him and Curcio all the time.
Yeah, and that's the Katarina guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I'll be.
You know,
I'll be
honestly,
happy.
the matchmaking is not as bad as I would expect.
What you would you expect? Like even D
I was
pools
I
in
was
there?
really expecting to see like some emerald players, like
Nah.
platinum even.
I don't think I've seen a challenger. Like I played a normals like 10 years ago, and I think that's the only time I've ever seen a challenger in my games. I've seen some grandmasters floating around in my normals, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That makes sense. You'll see them pop up in the norms every once in a while,
yeah,
but
90%.
oh my god, we're closing in.
Yeah, not sure why it's so bad today.
Yesterday was like 10, 15.
Yeah.
Too bad. 35 is pretty brutal. Let's see.
You know, I just want to hit diamond, and then I'm happy.
You're definitely closing in.
Yeah, I hit
Yeah,
diamond in
only
like
200.
season 9, but I decayed out. I didn't play, but yeah,
This was before Emerald was a thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
Top one right here. means something different back then.
Well, I was more motivated back then because I had friends that like were hitting diamond as well, but nowadays like they don't play, so I don't have any friends that like hit it, so it's like less
Yeah,
motivation.
Why? Yeah, for sure.
But I've been trying this season. I tried last season, but my friend who was also trying to push for a higher rank, he like got to gold 2 and then just fucking sunk it all the way back down to silver 3. And I was like, well, I hit plat 2, so I'm not gonna keep pushing until you push back up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the game's definitely not as fun to push if you don't have like goals and friends to play with. I definitely feel that way about most games I play.
Yeah.
It's quite nice to, have someone to play with, stuff like that. Let's think. Work.
You gonna make the push for challenger this season?
I've been playing and streaming. I mean, I'll probably hit it just to say I hit it this year.
Yeah.
There's not really much reason I feel to climb for me. I'll probably climb obviously because like I do coaching here and I want to be able to say that I'm challenger again. But aside from that, I don't really find that I have a clear motivation to really like work on.
Yep.
And to justify playing. So I don't typically for that reason. So yeah. I feel like I hit like top 100, and when you start pushing above top 100, the matchmaking always makes it so that your team is worse than their team, and I
Yep.
just don't really enjoy the game like that. Like, it becomes a lot more about playing solo queue than playing league, and it's like about playing the players, like playing the emotional players, like which players are gonna make mistakes, like identifying that in the game, going for like outplays that are like kind of like rule breaking, but you know you can do them because you're better. It's just like, I know I can do those things. It's just not very fun. It's not why I play League. And so for me, I don't really have a motivation. I might try and push for like 2K LP because 2K means something now, and I can probably hit 2K, but because 2K means like, 2K is like top 30 right now.
Yeah.
And that's like a clear goal, but like hitting top 100 and trying to push, like hitting top 10 is really hard. It's just a big gap in skill,
Yep.
even from like mid challenger. So I don't really find the reason to do that. You know, a lot of these players are like pro players, or they that's like the reason why, or a lot of their credibility comes from them being really good. So I find that those things are not usually as important. Like for a coach, it's more important that you're able to be articulate and explain things succinctly, stuff like that, than just being high elo. High elo is more of like a check mark you have to meet, you know? Like, have you been
Credentials,
high elo
yeah.
recently? Yeah, it's your credentials that make you credible. And yeah, it's also for me, I feel like for some people it's not like this, but I feel like hitting challengers, it's kind of like riding a bike. Like once you do it once and you're like a real challenger player, it's always pretty easy to get it back again. You just need to play the games. But like if you look at how many games all these people have played, like this 800, 400, like the lowest is like, 220. But like it's just even 230 games, it's just so much time. This guy's 1300 games. Like most of the time you're competing with people that just have so much LP because they've played so many hundreds of games, right? The net win gap of a lot of these players is like 70 because they've played so many, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they have so much LP, like 2000. But you have to play 800 plus games, a lot of times to get to that type of win differential, which is really the problem. So yeah.
Almost there. High 90%.
W.
7. Goddamn Starlink.
Yep. I think for the next one, what I'm gonna do is I just want you to stream your client, and then I'll try and record it while I'm also
Yep. That's
coaching,
fine.
and then I'll be able to just go through it, immediately. I feel like a lot of the learnings from this game, we've already kind of fleshed out some of them, so hopefully by the time we get into the actual VOD, we'll be able to just kind of not speed through, but, cut to all the meat of the,
Yep.
the important aspects, cut through the fat, which is good.
Is there many other Ambessa players, or is it mostly
Um,
other stuff?
like of the coaches,
Like
or just in general
players
MMA?
that come to get coaching for Ambessa, I guess.
Oh, I would say yeah. There's a good amount that come to me specifically for Ambessa. I mean, there's a good amount. Obviously, it's just one champ though, and I will say that I don't really recommend her for most people anymore. I just think that the champ's pretty bad for most elos now.
Yeah.
She has a lot of nuance. There's a lot of details on her that can really alter a lot of things. She's pretty complicated. And in the past, I would say maybe like Emerald Plus you could recommend her, but after the ulti nerf, she just has a lot. She has a lower impact. You have to work pretty hard to get good situations in lane, and even if you get good situations in lane, it's not like guaranteed, which can be a bit of a problem. I think though, like it's most important just to play what you enjoy. That's usually what I emphasize. And some people quite like the Ambessa, lots of dashes. I'm one of those players where like I don't like playing champions if they don't have a dash. I have a problem with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I'd play Ribbon, but
I
I feel like her matchups are too tedious, and I'd rather just play Ambessa because it seems a little easier.
Yeah, I don't really like the things that Ambessa does. So we'll get into this. This one's probably going to have issues. I was having issues earlier during my other review, so definitely going to be a little brutal. But we will get started. So already I'm going to be looking, at your Q usage, kind of how you're doing that. And so I feel like already I'm seeing a lot better Q usage. You're kind of holding. Here, though, making sure you don't need to walk up when you don't have it up. Here, though, I think is good. You kind of walk up, get the auto Q. Here, he's going to hit level 2, so you need to be careful. You get level 2 as well. Good. I think in this situation, letting him, you can stagger your Q until he autos a minion.
Yep.
Don't try to be too predictive about it. Just, be in a position. You can just stand still. Oh, love this sound. So much. It's so good. So, in positions like this, you can just stand here. And when he goes to auto this minion, you can just stand S key right here, stand still, and just when he autos a minion or if he walks into you, that's when you Q, right? Otherwise, you just hold the Q. So, kind of some more small things about how to make it easier, but he crashes the wave. That's kind of this matchup. He can take a recall. He chooses to invade. You kind of go to it. And it looks like there's a big fight, a big skirmish, and it looks like you are the beneficiary.
Yeah, my wave was pushing.
Yeah, the wave is definitely going to hurt you a little bit. But in a situation like this, where it's kind of like your wave versus your jungle's well-being, a lot of times it is good. It is better to just help the jungle a little bit, defend him, make sure he can kind of get his camps. So here, you come here, you defend. The Nocturne's level 2, so you kind of fight to the death. And this is really good, yeah. So I'm okay with this in this situation. The wave crashes. I like that you recall now. You buy the double long swords. Things all good. I'm going to look at, how you're kind of fighting.
Yeah.
On this bounce. Pretty important. You have a level lead. Okay, now he's level 4, so you don't anymore. If you can chip this wave, but this is kind of this is really good. That's way better W usage than we were seeing yesterday, so I'm already pretty pleased about how I'm seeing the Ws turn out. This is good, and you kind of see. And this is the value of the Conquer, is like, if you were running Electric here, it would be a little bit harder, right? You probably would still kill him, but maybe an extra auto or two would be necessary. So the Conquer, quite nice there. Heals you up as well. You get this, you get the plate, and you recall. Good. I like this. I'm thinking pickaxe refillable on this base. Good. I like it. Always good. You defend this. You throw the ulti down. You kill him. Ooh, free Krugs. Nice. And no, pretty much same old. Yeah. And you kind of see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you were running Electric Q here, he would be way higher HP because your autos would be doing way less damage here.
Yeah.
And your E and Q would still be on cooldown for another second or two, right? That 6 haste does kind of add up. So you get the kill, quite nice. And it'll only keep getting like that, right? So you get the kill, quite nice. I like this. This is exactly the situation where I think you maybe could have spaced them out a little bit more and then used your flash to confirm the kill.
Yeah.
To get the distance. But you stayed close to him and kept hitting him. That's why it seemed so close, but you could have played a little bit more with the spacing there. And then here, I feel like you kind of just win at this point. It's pretty simple. Any trade is good trade. Very favorable. But in general, I really liked how you used your Q and W in this lane. Compared to yesterday's QWs. I think it's already good progress there. And it's very important because they're very pivotal. Here, any trade is good. Just kind of making sure you're throwing abilities on him. Here you get pushed because Kane's looking for something. I like it. Here you can look to pressure him a little more though. In this type of timer where you're walking up, stuff like this. You crash the wave. I'm fine with this wave crash. But here, first of all, you can just look to slam E into Q here, right? Like, you don't use your E at all, but you can use it to close the gap too. Like,
yeah.
If he's really far, you can use WD. Ideally, what I like doing is when I have Eclipse, I like leading with Eclipse proc for the first shield, and then kind of fading away with the W, or like using the W secondary. So I don't like using my W to get the Eclipse proc because then I'm double stacking the shields, which usually they're not going to eat through. They're not going to do that much damage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so your shields are going to wear off, and they're not going to get as much value, and then you're not going to have a shield. So I kind of like cycling the shields. So
yeah, don't watch this one. This is a misplay.
Little.
I thought I had my champion toggle on, but I didn't. I hit the tower.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hit the tower twice.
Yeah.
No champion toggle. It's not bad. It's really just a misclick. I think the play is fine. You should kill him and just walk it off. Okay, even still, come back. It's good to go for those types of things. It's what makes you learn what you need to do better. So now, very good lead, any trade good. I like that, E into Q. Yep. Here, when we're talking about some of the dynamics of how to kind of fight, here, you can use, I'm fine with you using your Q1 here to get the distance. So here you see, he's kind of too far for you to just E and get on top of him. But if you Q'd and then E'd, you'd be on top of him. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So when you have a big lead like this with the clips in any trade where you're able to get like E into auto, gives you your clips proc and you're very happy, you can just lead with your Q1 for the dash to get on top of him. Obviously, if he has like Triforce, then it's not going to be as favorable. But this is, again, this is the value of that Conquer. You Q up again, you have that haste. You have double the haste than you normally would right now, which is quite good. So now I just want to see, how do you get involved, right? How are you going to kind of integrate? So I want to see what happens here. Got lost in the sauce a little bit. Oh, please. Don't die on me, Asen. Don't die. I know you have it in you to work. Nice. So here you take the tower and then you go help the team. I'm okay with this. It kind of... yeah. Here you're able to get the kill. And get the tower after, which I'm good with. And then your king goes to the invade, so you're kind of looking to involve yourself with him. And then Lissandra kind of goes to pick him off. You go for the ulti. And he flashes away. Jax comes back. Kind of play it off. Yeah, I think it's all good. This is good. I'm a fan. Fan of how you play it too. Nice use of your flash to kind of navigate it. You go to the DD second. You're pretty fed. You're playing up. You're a little bit worried. You go for the TP play. Not the biggest fan of this TP play. It's okay. But I think here, I would like for you to push this wave and pressure the Jax a little bit more before you go for this TP.
Yeah.
Because if you push one more wave, then you have a lot more time to go for this TP play. But now, all the Jax has to do is push one wave. And then he'll be on your tower. So you have to base immediately, which feels kind of whatever. You sell your refill, buy a longsword. I'm okay with it. You come top. You push him out. I have no TP for this, so now I'm looking for you to kind of like walk over. Here, though, I will say, your team's not ready to play for this dragon. Look at where your Kayn is. Look at where, you know, the Yasuo is. Your team's not ready to play, so for this reason, and since Nocturne's dead, you can push one more wave. You see what I mean? Like, in situations like this, yes, dragon is spawned, you want to get involved. I like that you're thinking about it, but you don't actually have to move yet. You can greed one more wave. Because your team's not ready. You see what I mean? So kind of reacting to your team and how ready they are to make a play, it's pretty valuable. Here, you kind of get a mid play. You're able to get the Q2 off, so kind of both live, which is a little bit unfortunate, but still, good stuff. You have a big timer. You go for the invade. You get the Jinx. I like that you're moving around. You have a big timer. Your timer ends. Or it's like kind of closing off now, so you go back top. I like it. You push, and then you move. Work, damn you. Okay. Stand by. Then you like blow into the cartridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. Let's work. Okay. We're gonna risk the reload. Okay. W. So here, you choose to kind of push him off the Herald. And I think it's a good call. He's on the Herald, you know. I'm okay with you dropping a wave for this temporarily. Then you kill him, you go back to your wave, right? Don't have to worry about like actually finishing off the Herald. You can just kind of like keep it aggroed and then now go back top. You see what I mean? If you really want to, you can throw another Q, but like I would fade away Q it. Go back to your wave. It's pretty good just to make sure you're not overhitting the neutral objectives. And so yeah, you kind of move forward. You're pushing, moving. Okay, decide you want to move mid. I'm okay with this. Yeah, when you're on timers like that, if you go for the scuttle, it kind of like that time that you spend getting the scuttle is the time that you spend getting the wave. So if you get the scuttle, you can't get the wave. It's fine. Then here. You push, you move, you kill, you move back top. But the Yasuo was there already. So as we kind of move forward, I mean, I feel like I'm liking a lot of how you play this game. I mean, it's a lot easier to play the game from when you're ahead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously, like if you're winning lane, that's already good. And I think just what we talked about, like already seeing how you're using your Q, your W, I feel like it's really helping a lot already because you're just getting so much better HP situations from this dynamic, like in the lane, where now you're able to just be fed, and so you're always able to just move around. And I feel like in general, pretty happy with this. Like you push bot, you go to match the Jax on opposite side. Here your team kind of fighting when you're not there. Here though, yeah, not the prettiest. So here instead of you coming to this dragon, I would rather you push a wave, because here's the thing: your jungler is dead right now, right? There was an oopsie, Nocturne ulted, he's dead. So here I'd rather you just push one more wave and then look to TP down and tell your team to play slow, like play defensive. We want to wait for Kayn to get alive again. You see what I mean? Like if you can just stall them, you push the wave and then you look to TP in and stall them on the dragon. That is a lot better than just looking to rip a dry 4v5. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So here, and obviously, I would just be spam danger pinging your team. Okay, Kayn's dead. Just ping dragon, ping back. Like why are we fighting here, right? It's a 4v3. So I would be looking to communicate to your team that you want to play slow rather than playing fast. Right? It's good to play fast sometimes, but when your jungler's dead, we don't want to play fast. So here, there's a herald. You break the tower. I won't go with this. They got the dragon. Yeah, and then here's probably not when you lose your bounty. Lost earlier. But you'll lose another one later, I guess. I think the big thing here is just you get the tower and then you get out. I really don't think there's much to it. It's pretty risky, but to go for the tower, because obviously they have like the map advantage. Your Yasuo is dead. Your Nami's pushed out of mid. So whenever you go for a shove like this, understand that it's a little risky. I'd say when you see Lissandra fade in, you know it's going to be kind of dangerous. Yep, you live. That's fine. Now what do? Is we walk back bot. I'm happy with you walking bot here. Baron's up. It's kind of in play. Then you move mid. Oh, I don't really like this though. Your team's kind of doing jungle camps and they're moving around. So here also, like, let your team know that you're on the way mid. Like, I can see why you want to fight here. Maybe you feel like your team's not here with you to fight, but you can let them know you're on the way, right?
Yeah.
This fight kind of ends up not great. Then Vladimir dies. You're kind of just nothing burger, right? So here, what I would like you to do is whenever you're in this position when there's not a tower for you to take anymore on this side, ping that you're moving, right? Let them know. And then here, what happens is you're on the weak side. You just need to not play aggressive. Is all really. Your team is all in base, right? You don't know where their jungler is, and then you die. So that's not very good, right? That's like the one bad death, right? I mean, you had like the one where you auto attacked the tower, but
Yeah.
all in all, I think it's a good game. I think you honestly did a lot of things really well. I just think going forward, I think your QW usage was really good. I actually think your lane was really good. You said you want to work on lane. I feel like your lane's already looking a lot better in this game. Obviously, you won, but even still, I think for the mid game, I like how much you're pushing and moving. I think you're honestly doing a really good job with it. The only things that I would look out for is one, make sure you're communicating that you're moving so your team knows. That's a big thing because it'll help them play differently.
Yep.
The second thing is just, how do I say it? Some of these plays that you're making
Yeah.
they're not bad, but I'm gonna say I think yeah, I feel like just like the pinging thing is going to be pretty big for you, and recognizing when you're on weak side is going to help more. I feel like there's not too much meat and bone to this one. I feel like a lot of it's just you playing well, and like if you just play like this every game, then you'll just climb, right?
Yeah.
I think recognizing on weak side, and probably as well is like recognizing not just when you're on weak side, but when you don't want to fight. Here you kind of you moved over, you called for a fight when it really isn't that good for you, because Kayn was dead. So understanding that when you move, communicate your ideas and / goals, right? And ideally we get you working, / feeling better about, okay, I don't want to fight because my Kayn's dead, right? I want you to have this image of all right, when's it good, when's it bad? You see what I mean? And communicating both that, but also kind of establishing them, right? Establishing these ideas, communicating them, and then recognizing when you're on weak side. So establishing when to not fight and why, which is a lot of it comes down to numbers advantage, and yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yep,
I think you're good to queue up unless any questions.
No, that's good. Yeah.
All right, then I'll let you queue up, and yeah, just make sure that one's streaming, and I will have that one recorded this time.
Chaos will follow.
A wolf has no mercy. Most of you will die.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Like the fox, we watch, listen. And like the wolf, we
Minions
strike
have
at the
spawned.
first opportunity. There is no greater motivation than grief. A pity you will not. The best teacher. I will live to see tomorrow. You have no fight, pathetic pup. I am unrivaled.
Has slain an enemy.
Any enemy of mine is an enemy of my family.
Slain. An enemy has been slain.
I will never stumble, never break.
Slain.
Madadas are loyal to our own. The frail have no business in battle. I take what I am owed. Perhaps there's time to sample the note.
Channel ring.
All will be crushed by the full might of the Medadas. Clowns, we earn our peace through conquest. Everything is my family's legacy.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
My son, you were a fool. Trust must be earned. You are ever worthy. The soul is strong, where the heart is weak.
An ally has been slain.
My children are the greatest weakness. Cannot spoil the young. This world is unforgiving. Even pawns have a role to play. We do what we must to survive.
An ally has been slain.
I have known death since I was a child. My grandfather made sure.
An ally has been slain.
Through cunning, sweat, and steel, I shape my destiny. Place in this world, I have earned it, bled for it. To those who underestimate me, I will prove you wrong. I've fought and won countless battles. I will live to see tomorrow. Be cut down. I will never stumble. The shadow beneath my daughter grows longer. By securing power, I can protect her.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Loyal to our own.
An ally has been slain.
A warrior, a mother.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I take what I am owed. Happens with sacrifice, and I have given everything. We earn our peace through conquest.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Everything.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Never close. My children are worth every scar.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Trust must be earned, but few are ever worthy. soul is strong, but the heart is weak. Looks like I need to find...
An enemy has been slain. Has been slain. Spree.
Even pawns have a role. Can't leave the children unattended for long. Tunnels in your eyes, lava in your veins, shadows in your heart. Vibrate out like sea!
Killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Set the world ablaze to protect mine. is no greater passion than grief.
Aced. An ally has been slain.
We earn our peace through conquest. Class, everything is I did not truly know love until I held Kino in my arms.
An enemy has been slain.
Kino strayed too far. Slipped through my fingers.
A summoner.
Hmm.
Hello, welcome back.
I had a very hard time taking that one seriously.
Yeah, game seems pretty pretty won,
Yeah.
but how did the lane go?
I, either that guy doesn't know how to play Garen or he was auto-filled. I don't know. It felt free as fuck.
Something was not right. Well,
Yeah.
take a look, shall we then? Put this back. I think the nice part now, I can do this, and I can pop up my screen share. And
Yeah, he
want
plays
this.
ADC mid by the look of it. So yeah, definitely not a Garen player.
That's okay. There's still good learnings. Okay. So, see the draft. The Ambessa, W. And then. Okay. Actually, one thing I want to try. Okay. Is I want to see. We have some extra time here since we don't have to wait for the Ascent upload this time, which is a W. Is I want to check to see if there are better of these, which of this is best to open with for my... Do I like this? No. Not like this. What about... Well, I want to see all the different media players to see if I have one
You
that
don't
I
use
like
VLC?
more. No, I don't have VLC. Okay. This has arrow keys. It goes 20 seconds ahead. That's okay. So, playing the Garen matchup. So, level 1. You know, not much to it. He walks into you. Pretty good. If you can get a Q, you're running the electrocute. I think electrocute or conquer are good. You can go anything. This is a matchup where I tell people, like, you can go anything into Garen and you're gonna be happy. It's just a good matchup for you. You can go the electrocute, you can go the grasp domination, you can go the first strike, you can go anything. Anything is good. Like,
Yeah.
this is one of those things where, like, One Tricks might talk about the runes and it's like, oh, there's this niche game where you can go like this rune and it's just a 1v9. And it's like Garen is kind of that matchup, right?
Yeah.
You can go like anything, any rune, any build, and it's gonna be good. I think generally the arguments are I would stay away from grasp inspiration. I would say grasp domination can be good if you want to be tanky. You can go electrocute if you want to do more damage. You can go conquer if you want to fight a long time against, you know, maybe you have like a Seraphine. Like this game, I think conquer would be pretty good too. You can go first strike if you want to print gold, you know, and you don't really care much about as much pressure, right? So here, I think the interaction is pretty fine. I think you can, you know, work on that Q spacing a little bit, but overall, still pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Here, here you kind of you're letting yourself get a little bit too close on the Q. Here, both Qs, you can see you kind of hit inside of the Q instead of... Actually, this sweet spot is fine. But here you auto the minion and miss your Q2.
Yeah.
But even still, I don't really like Eing on top... Like, I don't like dashing on top of the Garen in this matchup.
That was a misclick. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So, you do that, but now you're level 2. So now anything is good. Here, for example, I'd like you to use your W, right? This is okay, but you could have used your W earlier. For the E damage. So you can see here, you're going to walk forward. You have level advantage. I almost think as well, like, this guy should not walk up. But he chooses to.
I don't know. I just felt like from level 1, I could just feel his movement, and I just got relaxed from then on. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Here, you know, you take a good trade. Trading very well. You push him out. You go for flash. I think maybe a bit much. Play with your abilities.
Yeah.
I like this idea that you want to kill him. Just push this wave in and dive him. 1v1. Flash out. So I'm saying you could just save this situation. Wait for your ignite to come back. You could W auto ignite. That'll proc electrocute. Flash out.
Yeah.
3 different instances, right? You don't need to use another ability because ignite counts as 1. But here, you don't have any of your abilities. He's not pressured to walk into you, so he's just able to full click away, and then you just trade flash ignite for just his flash. Doesn't feel very good, and especially when you're in such a winning position. Now, you end up killing him, you kill him on the dive, but you really didn't have to die here 1-for-1.
Yeah.
If we kind of play that a little better. Now the lane's coming back, the wave's coming back. You want to make it hard for him to crash this wave. So here, for example, you know, make it hard, right? Here you kind of like panic a little bit because you like dash when you didn't want to. You know, I would just be less scared. Like, you're in a winning position. He's away from back at you. Take a trade and use all of your abilities early, so that when the wave gets closer, you can have them coming back up. So here, what I would like to see is, you know, you W forward, you auto, you E to the side, you get a Q sweet spot from the side angle. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what we want to see, right? So then it's pretty good, right? And that's more ideal. Or you could walk into him and lead with the Q, kind of dash to the side and take a fight. But here, you kind of just like dash in, kind of panic. It's not great. So, you kind of see. Here we go. Now the wave crashes. He's kind of just taking this. Yeah. I mean, also, like, this, like, he's just not a very good champ versus you. Like, you could just W in auto E whenever. Like, here, W in auto E, you know, like any of these points, right? Like, use your abilities more. Like, yeah, I don't think this guy's playing well, but you can see, like, this whole time you haven't used your W. You just take a full trade and you didn't W, right?
Yeah.
So here, just, you know, this is such a free matchup that, like, it almost does not matter. Like, obviously he takes a tower shot there and it's free kill, but, like, this is how this matchup looks. He's not playing it well, but you can make Garen players look like they're playing it really bad always, right? I think a good like I played a Garen matchup the other day on stream, and like even in high elo, like the matchup is just so favored, you can just make it look very favored towards you. So you push the wave, this is good. Here, you stay and you hit the plate. You should just push the wave and take a base immediately.
Yeah.
So this media player is lagging. How is that possible? The file is on my computer. I'm not even using a sent and it's lagging. Like,
Bro,
okay,
it's not
fine.
maybe like my stream that like
I think it's definitely in the file. I think your stream was lagging a little bit though, yeah. So I think in that moment, like here, I think it's partially a little bit that. But yeah, so here, I don't think you don't want to stay for this because he's gonna come back. His respawn timer is really short, right? If you're level 7, level 8, you can do this. But here, when he has these short respawn timers, you end up taking your base anyways. But you know, hitting that crystal doesn't get you the plate. So all you're doing is giving him the position and making your tempo worse, right? If you had recalled instead of hitting that plate, you would already be like where the Mumu is, basically. Right? So yeah, you would already be like right here. So yeah, making sure you're kind of doing that. So then we hit play, you go forward, so you come back. But now any trade is good, basically. I mean, you want it very similar to what we talked about on the previous bounce, just using your abilities, getting a good trade, and then so you can trap him in for a second round, right? Second round of ability. So here, you know, I think you're feeling a little more confident. You have the pickaxe, but like here, just use your ability. Like this guy just hit him, right? Like look at how good this trade is. You're taking a full minion wave right now, and this trade is like so favorable for you. And now you freeze the wave. Now we pull the wave up. I want to see you pull the wave up, right? So the intention is that we trade, we use our abilities aggressively, we get a good chunk, we freeze the wave, and then we force him to interact with us one more time so that we can get a kill. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like the wave was really big though. Like it's kind of scary with him hitting 6. I feel like
Yeah,
I'd go to half
that's-
HP.
Yeah, that's why ideally you trade in the wave a little more so you can trim the wave as you're
Yeah,
fighting, right?
yeah.
Imagine if you W'd in and then QE'd this whole wave, a lot of these casters would die, right? Then you take the trade, you auto, you Q2, and then you leave. And as you're leaving, it makes the minions harder to hit you. So you're kind of trading like that, which is a lot better for you. And then another thing to keep in mind is he has no abilities, right?
Yeah.
He's also level 5. He might hit level 5. He might hit level 6, but how can he hit level 6 if there's no minions for him to kill? So if he tries to crash his wave in your face right now and auto you a bunch and do a bunch of damage to you, right? Let's say he's autoing you. Your Q is coming up in 4 seconds. What are you going to do? You're just going to Q him and kill him. That's what I mean? Q ult, dead, right? So here, this is a situation where if he was 6, I would tell you, you know, yeah, don't do that. He's going to kill you with 6 and ult, etc. But he's not 6, and if he wants to crash this wave, he can't get 6 while crashing the wave. There's no minions for him to kill and level up off of. So that's good. Now you're just going to play the bounce. Which is all fine. So you do exactly that. You play the bounce. Why don't you use your Q here, actually? So you use your Q here to push the wave. And then you go to ward. You have 6th sense. Okay. I think I like the other one more. I forget what it's called.
The one that gives you.
Yeah, trinket cooldown, that one. Here, again, you can just recall on this wave crash and get your items. Here you're kind of staying. Like, there's not really a reason to stay. And if you were to stay, then ideally I would want you to get the plate earlier. But now you're just you're not trapping yourself in like a bad position, but you can see now you're kind of stuck between, okay, do I stay? Because he's going to get back here soon. Do I try to push? And now thankfully you're playing a matchup where you really can do whatever you want. Like I said, any rune, any game, like it's such a good matchup, right? Now it's not a matchup that you're going to like kill him very easily in. It's still Garen. Obviously you have killed in this game, but I think that is because he's not playing great. You know, he's not as comfortable. But something to keep in mind though, is that the way you're going to beat these players against a better Garen, where you're not killing him, where you are in this game, is through some of these decisions, right? Taking these trades, trapping him better, you know, not trapping yourself when you go by overstaying. So I think these are some of the big things from this game. But overall, I definitely think your Q usage has gotten significantly better from yesterday. I think the W usage has gotten better too, but still want you to work on that a little more.
Yeah, I think my thought process is like still very
W
like
is Q.
Well, yeah, like use an ability when he uses an ability, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of the times, like your character is significantly more ability reliant than almost every other single top champ in the game. So when these guys are just autoing you, they're winning. They're happy. If this guy's not using abilities, they're happy, right? So you can't just like sit there and trade autos or sit there and take it. Like what you need to do is use your abilities to make a better position and then wait for your abilities to come up. And what'll happen is sometimes you might start using abilities when you can't, when you shouldn't, because you need to wait to use them, or else you're gonna lose like control of the wave, for example, right? So that'll be a learning too in the future. But here we need to start with, you know, even using the abilities to create those positions to begin with, right? So here, get this, get the double ulti, get the kill, he's dead, the move Q misses. So now what do is we're gonna go push the wave, we're gonna hit the plate, we're gonna reset, good, and we're gonna buy our clips, and we're gonna buy our boots, and now we're gonna be 1v9, yes. But
Yes,
ideally,
sorry.
we're not going to give him this proxy. How does this guy get behind you?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think he just ran around, honestly.
Oh,
Like he,
okay. Oh,
yeah.
okay. He walks around. Okay, okay. I thought he walked past you.
No, no,
So
no.
he's walking around. In situations like this, when you're playing against a champion that can proxy, you need to push this wave as fast as possible and then go defend your wave. So what you do is the wave comes into your tower, you spam QE on the wave, you kind of save your W since, you know, it's kind of nice to, and then you walk and you go to your wave.
Yeah, I just
And
didn't
this is how
expect
you
him
defend
to
against any of the
proxy because he like went mid like twice this game already to go kill the Yasuo. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If you're not expecting it, then it can be a little tough. But yeah, he gets this off, which is actually really good for him. He gets a nice proxy. Because now you have Eclipse, and you're not able to use your Eclipse spike. It's so important for you on your Eclipse to use the spike. So here, you know, I think this is good. You walk up, you're kind of going here. Then y'all are gonna kill him. You kill him, which is good. Then you go back to the wave. It's all good. But he's been able to avoid. Obviously, he died, but at this point, dying, like he's not worth that much, right? So,
Yeah.
like you losing 2 minions and killing him and him getting a bunch of waves, he should have been losing way more minions, right? So if anything, he's probably gotten a gold positive situation from this play, even though he died, right? So, some takeaways are, you know, forcing interaction. You know, you said you weren't thinking about him proxying, so that's not a big deal. But hopefully in the future you'll be thinking about that stuff more. You know, against these proxy champions, whenever they disappear, I want you to think, okay, can he go proxy? The next thing is, like, this guy under this tower, go hit him. You have Eclipse. Your Mumu was just there, so you know what's her name isn't. You will heal. You have a potion. You will heal from fighting him, right? Just go hit him under the tower. When you have Eclipse on this champion against kind of like the victim matchups, I like to think about them. Like these guys just sit there and they take it from you. Okay, that's their job, and they need to navigate it in a way where you don't beat them too fast. But like here, for example, ideally what I would like to see instead is instead of you leading with the W, I want you to have the W when you go on top of him, right? That's why this is bad. So, you know, you said this matchup was kind of free, you can't focus, but like I'm seeing a lot of things here where like you're not actually pressuring him. He has a lot more control in this lane than he should. You have Eclipse first, and for the past 2 minutes, he got a proxy for free. He got to do whatever he wanted. He's gotten roams off, and now he got a bunch of waves under the tower for free without getting pressured to be dough. And now you use your W, you take a bad trade, and you lose your flash, right? So here, I think the big thing for me is that like we've talked about how you trade. And I do like that you're using your ability, but you still want to get value out of your shield. Right? Earlier, we've been talking about I need you to use your W more, okay? That's because the times that I've been talking about it is when you're fighting in the moment and you're not getting any value out of the shield, right?
Yeah.
Here, you're still not getting any value out of the shield. So one of the big things about how you fight is, okay, I want you to Q1 the wave, we talked about that a little bit before, Q1 the wave, E to get on top of him, auto Q2, you know, this is going to proc Eclipse, okay? He forces onto you with the W, or sorry, his E, now you W. Now your W would get full value. So now you wouldn't have to flash away. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Also, this is partially the value of the Conqueror in the matchup one of the reasons why I do like it a little bit is it's kind of like the Jax. Okay, your Q and E would be coming back up. Now the W shield ends, and your QE would be coming back up in like 3 seconds, right? And that's pretty nice because then you could probably just keep fighting him, proc Eclipse maybe one more time. So yeah, so here, really not a fan of this, right? He has no completed item, and he's forcing your flash and forcing, you know, obviously he ends up dying because he takes a tower shot, but this is still very, you know, not as clean as we would like it in this position, okay?
Yep, yep.
So, I think this is all good. I kind of want to skip through now this. So, big emphasis on just using your Eclipse lead more. It's very important to use the Eclipse spike on this champion very strongly. And so, I think at this point now, I just want to look to, okay, push and then move, right? So, you're pushing and you're moving. You're going to what? You're going to walk in here. You're going to get this tower. And then we're going to go back and protect our tower. Yep. So, this is good. I like this sequence. Really working on that push move. Here we die.
Yeah,
we
I
go?
autumn. I think. I was like, I knew it was a bait. I just I don't know.
Yeah. He's clearly baiting. You're on the weak side, right? So there's
Yeah.
not much to say here. If you know it's bad, you know it's bad, right? So here, all that really is don't get bored, right? This game looks free, by the way, but like the game is pretty close. Like the game is
Yeah.
like 13 to 11, and it feels like you think the game is really free, but the game is not really free. Like obviously you have a lot of map control because your team is winning, and so it's a little more favorable than the kills might indicate. But if your team hard loses this fight because like Garen is there because you died to him and you gave him a free opening, your team gets wiped here. They get Dragon, they get Herald, they get bot tower, they get someone TP's top, they get top tower. Okay, now the game's in their favor now, right?
Yeah.
So it's still important to understand that like even if sometimes the game feels free, there's a lot of times where the game feels free, but it's actually still one bad fight from being lost or even or losing, right? So going in, kind of. Now you're going to catch top wave. I'm fine with this. You're looking. I do like that you're looking. You see Garen gets punished. So a lot of good stuff from your team. They recoup the losing position, the 5v4. This is good. I'm not sure. And they get the dragon too, which is very nice. But then you're pushing top. Go with this. Your team wants to play for the Herald. Nope, they don't. You buy the DD. I like this. I don't like your next items though. I'll talk about that in a second. But when you
Yeah,
start building them.
I didn't know what I felt like building, I guess.
Yeah. So here, you're kind of going top, you're pushing top. Here, I would like for you to just go bot after you reset on this timer. So you push top here and you base. I want you to base and go bot. Why? Herald's up. Right?
Yeah.
I want you to play opposite of this objective. Your Yasuo's going bot? No. I want to be bot. Tell him no. Ping him off. Ping. I'm on the way. I have TP. This is what you can ping. And you can ping Herald. And then you ping help here. These are the sequence of ping. Something to this extent. Communicate this idea that you want to be bot because of Herald. You want to play for the Herald. And so I'm going to go bot, right? Kind of hammering these things in. So then you get on the wrong side of the map. And then you're kind of just up here. Your team really... there's a play mid that you aren't there for because you're pushing, which is fine. Your Ezreal kind of just like walks in and dies when he shouldn't. It's his bad, not your
No,
bad.
it was a Seraphine.
Oh yes, Seraphine. Yeah, Ezreal walks it off, probably shifts out. That's fine, but still not great. He dies. I think you trade the Xayah back. They trade the Xayah back, which is like chill. Here, let's kind of see. You walk in. And then, yeah, there's not really much to it. Ezreal kills Xayah. Pretty good. So, and then you just go back. So it's kind of like that push move. Going forward, you keep pushing. And then your team is getting caught on mid. Getting collapsed on. The big thing here is there's not really much you can do in a situation like this. But in general, like, you should be the one bot lane right now. Like, we need you bot.
Yeah.
Like now it's Herald. Or now it's no longer Herald, it's Baron. So like, want you bot. At least for the past like minute or so. Now eventually, like after this play, maybe you get this tower yourself instead of Yasuo getting it. Now it's good for you to be top. Like at this point, like there were like 3.5 minutes where it was better for you to be bot lane. Now it's been so long of you being in the wrong place that now it's the right place, which is okay because Dragon is spawning.
Yeah.
And now you go to the wrong place. Now you go bot.
Yeah.
No, now you need to be top because Dragon's spawning. What are we doing?
I know.
Opposite of the objective. So here we're going to the wrong side. And so it's just making it awkward, and then you die. Okay, this is not good. But it's still, I think here, it ends up being okay because even though you die, your team cleans up, so it's like kind of okay, right? You fight while your team's near. I'm at the very least a little bit okay with it because your team's nearby, but even still, like, you know, this fight a little bit dicey. Can't really see who's alive leading into the play. So Garen's dead because he dies top, and then they run bot. Yeah, so I think it's all fine. I think maybe being a little more careful. But ideally, yeah, we want you top there. We want you top killing the Garen, and then you could TP in to that play, and then Yasuo would be there. Yasuo would be the one dying instead of you. And then instead, you kind of respawn, bot is pushed, you push mid. I like this, I'm good with this. You ping Baron, you kill the Garen instead of taking Baron because he's a free kill. I'm fine with this. So we go kill Garen, and then what happens? After we kill the Garen, now we base to defend the Yorick. Here, pretty hard to beat the Yorick. Yeah, and then you die.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty strong, so making sure. I think you're like not very focused in this game at this point. So,
No,
but he's pretty hard to beat because of his ghouls. Make it hard for you to hit sweet spot Q2. He has, you know, the cage makes it hard. You can't get out. He counters you, by the way. In top lane, this is a losing matchup. Very hard.
Really? I would have thought it was the other way around. Okay.
I hate this matchup. So ideally, the problems with it is that the ghouls do a lot of damage. You don't have good ways to kill the ghouls aside from your auto attacks, which don't feel good to use on the ghouls. If he traps you in the cage, you have no way out of the cage aside from autoing the cage. I mean, you can ult out of it, but if you're ulting out of the cage or flashing out, then it's like really bad unless you're killing him. And also, yeah, like basically if you get cage once and you have to flash out, then the next time you get caged, you die. So if you ever lose flash and you get caged, it's really bad. So I don't like the matchup. But yeah, here you just fight him to the death. You lose, which I would say is pretty expected because, you know, it's a losing matchup. And then now you're going top. I'm okay with you going top here. Why? Because Dragon's spawning. So I'm fine with you getting control. Here I did see this. I saw this. And then I kind of just feel like at this point the game's kind of free. You go to the Dragon. You choose to TP here? Surely it's TP.
I did.
I want to watch. What's the actual decision? I think here, you don't need to TP until your team needs you. Okay? Go push the wave. Right? Here the Elise is walking in, but like your team doesn't need you to kill the Elise, right? The Elise is already dead by the time you even TP. You can see by the time you decide to TP, the Elise was like 15% HP. She's dead, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna blow up. So here you can just push the wave and then look to TP if they choose to fight, because it just gives your team another wave to play around. What ends up happening is you'll kind of just like kill them all and then you just go end, which is fine. But I would say like the big things are just like one. Okay, so one is still W usage, right? Still want to work on our W usage, making sure you're getting value out of the shield. Two is pressuring, especially when you have Eclipse, okay? And when you are pressuring with Eclipse, when you are pressuring in general, you can use your Q1 to get distance. If you are going to use your W for value, right? I would rather you do this than W in, and like, I would rather you do this, Q1 into W, and get shield value, than the flip side, and get no W value and then get chased down and take damage. Now, if you're telling me, like, if you're trying to get Q1 value, but you're not getting W value, then typically the best situation is just like something like E into Q1, like sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
For pressuring, right? But sometimes they're gonna be too far for this. So I would rather you do Q1 into like W, auto Q2 leave, right? Or Q1 into E into W. Sometimes I'll play matchups where I'm so far ahead, they're so far back. I Q1 the wave, I E the wave, and then I Q2 them. Or sometimes I'll even Q1 the wave, E2 the wave, sorry, Q1 the wave, dash in, E dash in, W dash in, Q2 dash out. And that's like, I only hit them with the Q2, but it's some damage, it's some pressure, right? And then I push slow so that I can wait for my next set of rotations, kind of like how I want you to pressure when the wave's coming in, and then hold the wave, like that level 6, level 5 situation with the Garen, if you remember.
Yep.
So yeah, so these are the two big things. And then I would say the third thing is just remaining focused. Just like, because this game was really not as decided as you thought it was in the early mid game. And you definitely lost focus when it's the best time for you to be focused, which is at like Eclipse Spike and slightly after. So I think these are the big things from the third game. I'll let you have any questions? I think you're good to queue up now.
No, that's good. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Have fun.
Cool. Thank you.
use of your corpse.
Conversation can only keep it together in moderation. A blank twice, a combination of every internal struggle for adoration. Yeah, words to your house, you on my mouth, craving soul sundown again. You always bring it right back to me. So good to make bad decisions. Far from my brain straight to remission. Hot off the pain, dance in the rain. We're not the same. I always thought you were. Gotta make bad decisions. I was afraid like intuition gave me away. Pierced by your blades, nothing to say. Not the same anymore. Self-control, let feelings take a hold. She told me I should learn how to let go. I wish I could, but it's the only thing I know. She got a tapestry hung from the bedroom ceiling. I don't got the patience to talk about how I'm feeling. Lying face down, my head still reeling. Letting people know me just sounds so unappealing. I never knew that someone's eyes could pierce a soul. But every time that yours meet mine, they take a toll. And I don't wanna face this anymore. I'm growing tired of the games you played before. Yeah, I don't know how much my heart can take, but when it's in your hands, it's bound to break. 'Cause I learned too good to make bad decisions. Far from my brain straight to remission. Hot off the pain, dance in the rain. We're not the same. I always thought you were too good to make bad decisions. I was afraid like intuition gave me away. Pierced by your blades, nothing to say.
You wanted to know where I've been? Now you'll find out.
I got a tab on my tongue going 25 over the speed limit, I'm bugging. If you wanna find love, you should watch what kind of beliefs you're putting your trust in. Yeah, get out my car at the beehive. I heard the queen died of corruption, so I wanna hollow my funds, honey. Keep that on teabag in the cup, 'cause you give me the butterflies. Now I'm staying up all night, so what can I do to make me get over you? I'm letting go of all of my vices. I'll make the sacrifices. All I can do to make me get over you. I wonder where I went. Trip once for fun and I'll turn ligament. We can blame this on ignorance. I'm falling apart, baby, I hope you win. Some never see the truth.
Even a monk needs bread and water.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Minions have spawned.
I go wherever souls are adrift. call I think it is for you. One can stare at you too long. These souls to their end, wherever it may be. These isles, how they scream. I must dig. I shall perform your rites. What's one more grave? Material items for the material world.
First blood.
Death is not
An
always a
enemy has been
release.
slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
The isles were once paradise. Now they're a prison. At last. A fleeting repose. All things fade, but me. Water for the living, shovel for the dead. Some of these faces I know well. The ruins bury me with it. You can't take it with you. Life is but a blur disinterment. The mist comes for you. It means something. Won't you join them? The dead have not forgotten. I am the first and last of my order. I grow cold. The shock of resurrection quickly passes. How quick the turn from blessed to curse.
An enemy has been slain.
See the maiden. She comes.
Enemy killing spree.
To most, life is fleeting. To me, it is quagmire. Death is not to be
An
feared.
ally has been slain.
It hurts to remember. What hell is
Enemy double
worse
kill.
than this limbo?
An ally has been slain.
My curse is our only hope. What's one more grim
Your turret has been destroyed.
What a beautiful dream is life. It is to the grave. This journey is long, but I will complete it.
An ally has been slain.
Wailing of souls in torment. The beyond is waiting. Strive to meet it. I thank you, Seven. The bell. I am no tyrant. These souls have done.
An enemy has been slain. Dominating.
No eulogy for you. Remember. I think life was the thinnest thread.
turret has been destroyed.
I shall perform your rites. The ruined king will soon meet the victims of his curse. It falls like all things. What's one more grave?
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Monk eats bread and water. The dead shall forgive me, I hope. The Isles remember. If they could see what I see, they'd long for death.
An enemy has been slain.
From the ground they come, and to it
Your team
they
has
return.
destroyed.
I must dig. A breath between rites. Material items for material world. Everyone I knew is how things move. Tears of life preserve me.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I I do not live in hope. I want to resolve.
Shut down.
I no longer know. The grave is your home. What's one more grave? The Isles. So many souls to liberate. Ours is a fate worse than death. Take it with you. Remember my name. I shall perform your rites.
Killing spree.
I must dig.
An enemy has been
What's one more grave?
killing spree.
But for the waters, the mist will take me.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
We shall prevail. Tell me of the beyond, in case I never make it. The dead don't hear you, no matter how you cry. isles. How they scream. Death is not always a release. Go. What you will. It's good to see you. I must dig. All things fade, but me.
Let's go!
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. The enemy has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, that is a sad way to lose that game.
Oh.
The Baron call is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. He wanted to fight. I'll let you mentally.
I mean, I was minimal effort that game. I'm not gonna lie, minimal effort.
Yeah. Also, okay, one thing I meant to touch on during the last one. It's small, but Ambessa builds. I said I was gonna talk about it later, and then I didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But briefly on her, okay. If you never build 2 HP items on her.
Yeah.
So that game you had the cleaver and you built another tunneler. It's a no-no.
Yeah.
And the second thing that I want to say is if you ever do build an HP item, it's usually like that showed like that cleaver, that Sundered Sky, you're going at second. The idea of the DD is so that you don't have to go an HP item.
Yeah.
So if you go the DD, you don't go the HP item third. You just go like a Surreal does if you want Armor Pin, or you go like a Endless Hunger or a Maw. So wanted to briefly mention that. But otherwise, I have this game recorded, so I'll end that recording, and then we can look at this third game and see what happened. wasn't able to watch the beginning of it, obviously. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think my ghouls kind of screwed me over in the first push. And then I kind of like fucked my lane up from.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you saw you're playing some Vayne, so you picked the Yorick.
Yeah, it's like my ranged. Like if I have the best range top, I'd rather just play Yorick.
Yeah, yeah. It's fair. It's definitely a little better. You went to lethality build, which I think is fine. It's all good. While to load in, level 1, you go into the brush. Found that, you drop the ward. It's actually quite nice. You're able to get 2 minions. This is good. Ignore on the side. This is me skipping through the other VOD review. It'll go away later in the game. But yeah. So okay, so I like how you're playing level 1. This is all good. You know, you're only walking up for CS. Here you kind of like, you want to get this mini of EXP, so you click in. Really good. Are you? I think you end up missing it,
Yeah, I do.
which is a little unfortunate. But the idea is good. The idea is there. Do you have EXP on? Yeah, you do have EXP on, yeah. So you do miss it. That's okay. The idea is still there, though. The wave's coming in. It's all good. I like how you're playing it. Now you're... Okay, you eat her. You get the ghouls on her. You proc the comet. You... Okay, it's all good. She's running away from the ghouls. Okay, the wave comes in. Now what? The goal now is you just crash this wave, which is what happens. You just want to crash it before she gets back so you can reset. And then ideally here, yeah, you buy the boots, you buy the cloth armor, you maybe buy a potion. You wait for a potion. Here, I would rather you just buy the cloth armor and maybe wait for a ruby crystal, but I'm okay with this too. This is not that bad. This is like totally fine. It's just the idea is good. But then here, you come back. Then after you come back,
My wave's
oh, your
frozen.
wave didn't show up.
Yeah,
I see.
like I thought it hit the tower, but I guess my ghouls like stalled it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see how this happened, but yeah, it didn't crash very well, which is partially why. Yeah, there's not too much you can do. These ghouls are kind of funny. They chase her down all the way. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a little bit unfortunate, to be honest.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah.
the game harder. And now here she's able to kind of force an all in on you, and it's kind of really bad. Yeah. So it's a little unfortunate. The ideas are all correct there, though. I don't think I really hate. I will say I just watch the wave a little more because otherwise, I mean, they don't really have an option, to be honest. The best thing you can do is if you get frozen on like this is just kind of take some HP off of her without dying. You know, maybe get something and then TP back. Yeah, so you die. That's okay. Honestly, like it's obviously not good, but given the wave situation, all you can do is just try to play for a crash. But now the wave's coming back to you, so now we're back to chilling. Yippee! We're happy now. So, ideally, the wave comes back, and you're just gonna chill, not taking HP damage. I like it that you're kind of pretty conservative on your health here. Just making sure you get EXP, kind of like level 1, very similar thing. So now, what happens is you catch the wave, your Graves is here. Seems like you get involved in some fiasco with the Graves. I do want to see how that kind of shapes up, but yeah, so here. Now you need to crash the wave, your Graves is looking for something, but here, just need to shove. Okay, so you kind of... Oh wow, this is disastrous. Yeah, so here, I really don't mind it too much. I think you could just flash the wall, though, and look to get on her sooner. Here, you end up getting the flash anyways, because she stays, so... Honestly, it kind of shapes up fine. Need the maiden to chill on you, though. Okay, nice.
Yeah, then I kind of griefed my
All
maiden
good.
here as well. It was...
This made it out of the tower. Oh, nah.
Nah, she doesn't do a tower, but like Vayne comes back and takes a couple tower shots here, and then just didn't want to move. It was like minion blocked here. Also, I don't fucking.
Yeah, I don't like the maiden AI. It can be quite bad sometimes. But yeah, here, I think the big thing is just a little bit of overstay. I think you might just be better off because she's already about to respawn. This is a cannon wave. What I would tell you is just take the play and then recall.
Yeah.
Let this cannon wave clump up and push because she's already respawned and this is a full cannon wave. You don't have very good wave clear, right? You don't have any ghouls to work with here. You don't have what's it called? You don't have your like any good wave clear aside from your ghoul, so it's just hard to shove, and it's a cannon wave most importantly, so it's gonna be hard for you to push the cannon wave. So ideally in this situation, since she's just respawning, you just take the base, right? Take the plate, take the base, and then you'll be a lot happier, and then you'll just be able to get, you'll get one less longsword, but who really cares, right? Like getting the tabbies is the most important thing. You're already gonna make sure you get the tabbies regardless. So yeah, so then you come back with your tabbies, your double longsword. You're very happy now though, right? So at this point in the lane, considering what happened level 4, you're in a pretty good spot, right? Here, now you're just playing this bounce. If she doesn't interact with you, it's kind of like y'all are just bouncing waves around perma.
Yeah.
If y'all choose not to interact. And then here, they take the grubs. Your Graves is kind of thinking of like a counter gank situation. Decides to recall. He gets canceled because he was on a ward. And this is a bad fight. Graves dies. Aesol's coming. Yeah. And you die too. Yeah, so just a bad fight. I would just say just let him die.
I don't think I was getting out though anyways. Like I walk up and I get condemned.
Yeah, like I would just say at this point he's dead. Like you could just leave now.
Yeah.
And then you would live. That's more what I mean. Like maybe you throw the cage, you throw an E, and then okay, he's stunned. All right, this guy's cooked. He's totally cooked. We're not killing him, so we would just leave. Also, Ari has the inside track.
Yeah, I didn't see the Ari move. That's
yeah. But even if Ari didn't move, it would still be bad.
Yeah.
2v1. You would still die before Aesol gets here. Or right when he does get there. So, all in all, just a bad fight, bad 2v2. Just don't take situations where, like once, kind of like it's very similar to that one TP you had in the previous game where you TP'd after the Elise was already dead and you didn't really need to TP. It's like you can react to the situation more fluidly, where here you can like look at it, decide, okay, my Graves is dead, I'm not going to walk over, right? Just like how there you could watch it. Do I need TP? Do I need to help kill the Elise and like protect them afterwards? Or do I just watch and leave and like watch them fight? So here, watching, you're playing the bounce. Very similar thing. This is kind of the Yorick matchup. Like, if they don't interact with you, there's not much to it. The only thing that went wrong was that level 4 crash, to be honest. But like, that's not like sometimes you get weird situations like that. I can't even tell what happened because you didn't look at the wave. So
yeah.
looking at the wave, but even if you did look at the wave, there's not really much else you can do. To be honest, aside from just like play safer, that's the best option. So yeah, here you've pushed, so you're kind of looking for a little shift. Here I'm all good with it. Ends up being a nothing burger for you, but you have a timer, right? So it's fine for you to move. You come back, you catch your wave, all happy. Here you're pushing. Now you're kind of like doing the Yorick thing into the vein. So you take your reset for your brutalizer. Go with this. Decide to go on her. And then she pops RQ and you walk it off. Yeah. I think here, if you want to look for the dive, I think you should not tank. I think you should let him tank. Or at the very least, like try and get melee range of her. I don't think this dive is like that easy to pull off, but I think here you could just click into her, cage her.
Yep.
Because she's so close, and if she clicks back, who is she clicking back into? Graves, right? So you can just walk into her, and then by walking into her, in the situation you walk in, she clicks back, and then you just cage here, and she's kind of has much more limited options, right? She she either has to click into the graves or into the wall. So I think if you want to make this work, that's how you would make it work. But it's also fine if you just take her RQ. But aside from that, like, this lane is pretty stable, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of the beauty of playing the Yorick into the Vayne is or like into the range champs in general is there's not really too much going on. All you have to do is kind of stabilize the first few levels, and then you're mostly chilling. So here, like you die, she kind of catches you off guard. She has Triforce now, so she's quite strong when she comes back here. Yeah, so you don't check that she has Triforce. I'm not sure if you see it up here, but you see it now.
Yeah.
So just be careful of that. Knowing, okay, she has her item spike. I want to be careful not to fight. Here, you just get caught up in walking. Okay, it's all fine. Your cage misses. Yeah. Yeah, missed the cage, and she just is going to run you down. Bard cannot help you. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so here, it's just, I mean, being more patient, really, is all it is. Like, you've been doing a good job of it, so I feel like you know what you need to do against the matchup.
Yep.
Right, you just kind of like lost sight of it for a little bit. You tried to do too much, especially after she got her Triforce. Just respecting that item spike completion a little more. But you come back. We're still strong in the game. We're still pretty valuable. You walk over to the Herald. Here, I would say you could walk over sooner.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
think we were gonna
it's a-
win the fight if I'm being honest, because it was like Bard and Graves, and then they had like mid jungle top all together, and I didn't have push. And then I looked and I was like, oh, they're winning fight.
Yeah. So it's a little bit with the HP situation. So, like, look at the health bars, right? Like, Vayne's low. I think the Ari is kind of low starting the fight. Like, even though it's not like the most ideal people there, like it's Bard, but if you look at the actual health of the Ari when here, like, I'm pretty sure the Ari is low because she ends up being really low now. So I think all in all, also another aspect of it is if you just walk and go help, you're not losing much. So sometimes we'll talk about it like, oh, you don't want to move when your wave is going to get frozen and it's bouncing out, right? And you need to crash the wave. You don't need to crash the wave here. The wave is crashed under your tower, right? So then it's like, okay, am I losing a big wave? Well, you could probably like walk past here, and then you can see here, like you could probably queue this minion, and get this one minion, auto queue it, and then go. But then you're losing 2 caster minions. Are you really that upset losing 2 caster minions to go fight? Like, not really, right? If it was a full cannon wave, I agree with the call. But here, just kind of like, there's like a range of when you want to be okay with moving and not okay with moving, and 2 caster minions is definitely in my range of it's good to move. Good to look in general as well. See if you even want to move. Feels like you weren't looking quite nearly enough to assess if it was good or not, and then you just determined it was bad. So here you get the shove, you get the crash, you get the base, and I'm happy with this base because you have your complete item. You know, you don't want to stay in the lane when you don't have it. So then you come back, all in all good. Now you're just looking to crash this wave. So here, looks like you TP. So you crashed it, you pushed it, and then it crashes, and then you TP. I'm good with this.
It was third dragon as well, so I wanted to.
Yeah, it's good for you to get involved. I'm a fan of it. You know, you force the flash, you get the Victor. I think here you probably could have better target selection. Like here you kind of just like walk around aimlessly. I think in this position, you can just walk to cut off the Lulu. Like you see how Victor is already walking where you're walking. You can just walk. You can just walk down here and cover the other escape route, which is like one if she walks all the way down, or if she like flashes over the wall, obviously, or if she walks out through the tri-brush. You walking along the river is much better, right? So you kind of end up, and you might even be able to pick off someone else, right? The Ari ends up walking that way. Maybe you're able to catch the Ari in the long chase. So I think sometimes when you're flanking, like make sure you take good flank TPs. Here, I think the TP itself is fine. You just need to have better pathing. And then here, the Sivir just kind of like walks it off. But you get the dragon. At the very least, you're trading dragon for tower, which I'm happy with, and then you're able to come bot and help Victor kind of push as well. Then Victor recalls, you keep pushing. I'm fine with this. Kind of doing the Yorick thing. El Classic. And so, yeah, I think this is all good. Just laning against the Ari. Not too much to it, to be honest. I feel like it works one of those champs where, like, it's very binary and, like, in the sense of you either like win the side lane or you don't. And if you win the side lane, it kind of just looks like this. And if you lose the side lane, it looks like you dying to the vein.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're doing the York thing, it's good. You know, it feels like you're doing a good job. You're pushing, you're pressuring. They get the Baron here. Why do they get the Baron here?
The Graves
So
just
here.
gets caught off 1,000 this game.
Yeah, so kind of pressuring it. They're kind of near it. You're looking at base. You have a lot of gold. That makes sense. So then as we kind of see, you're pinging them. I like the pings. This is good. Your team dies, which is okay. Nothing you can do about that. And then here, you click up. You click towards the Baron. And it's kind of a nothing burger. It's better that you don't die, though, as well. So here, you're kind of just pushing. You're splitting. All good. You're close to your... You have your Yomus now in base. So you can kind of base or whatever. Deciding if you want to TP or not. Here, what I would like, it's kind of like a split call, right? You can just leave the maiden up here. Pressuring.
Yeah.
Right? They don't really need you, so it's good. But if you ever need to go, you can just like drop the maiden off here and then TP in. Chill. But your team doesn't need you, so you get the dragon, you're fine. And then here you kind of just base, you go bot. I like that you go bot. We're chilling with that, right? Dragon was just taken, so you don't need to be top lane. There's a fight here, so you TP to it. Okay, we TP to it. I think this TP is fine. I'm okay with this TP. But it's a little bit whatever because people are kind of already dead. I think if you're going to TP, then I feel like an earlier TP is better. But overall, it's just like there's not much to fight for. I mean, your team's kind of just dying for fun. Which is kind of like what you said of the moral story of the game. Your team just fighting for no reason. Your ace all going melee range of the Vayne. A lot of bad stuff. I think you can just let your team die here. It's fine. And just come back if they start pressure ending the game. I think that's it in that context. Like, it's kind of whatever. I remember you kind of like walk up and then it looks like you can get a kill, but you actually don't. And then just like this whole situation is pretty bad as a result. And I think by TPing, you kind of just like bait your team into fighting more.
Yeah.
But if you just kept pushing, you could like pressure the Ahri in. So I think in this situation, when you see the Graves die, you just don't TP. In general, I like to hold the TP for the objectives. So now you won't have the TP for the dragon, or else it'll be very close at the very least. So here you're just building Cerildas. You go bot. I'm okay with that. Yeah, you can see your TP will spawn. Your come off cooldown right as the dragon comes in. So if you needed a TP before the dragon spawns, because there's a fight happening 50 seconds before the dragon, you won't be able to do that now. So hurts you a little bit. Then you choose to base. You go top, which I'm good with. Playing opposite side of the dragon, right? So you do that. You're pressuring. I thought this sequence is pretty good, but you're calling for Baron. This is a good call. I like the call for the Baron. I think that your team like didn't respond though. It was kind of scary. I think this is their so like they could have maybe gotten and they end up getting the dragon in the trade. Ideally, this play happens a little bit faster so you don't lose the dragon too, but the idea is good. Right? Here, I remember you were scared of her and she was scared of you.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
both
I
ran away.
hadn't fought anyone in like fucking 10 minutes, so I was like, I have no idea how much damage I'm gonna do right now. And then I was like, oh, I guess I
Yeah,
can kill it.
Yeah. And so here, I think honestly, like the way you're moving around the map is fine. Here, you're just pushing side in. Here though, because Vayno has ult, you can just go hit this and kind of like watch, see if the Ahri moves. So here, the best thing you can do is, yeah, maybe you can't walk up and hit it now. Just stay here and keep buffing the minions. Because watch what's going to happen. If you walk mid, the Ahri can just walk mid now too. But you can just stay there and keep buffing the cannon and make it take longer to kill the cannon, right? So sometimes just staying will create more pressure.
Yeah.
Then your team ends up taking the recall, so the Baron push kind of like ends for some reason. Then you end up bot lane, your team comes back, they're pushing, it's all good. You die here though, this is just too much, right?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
your team dies, just leave. Take the inhibitor, be happy. You know, you're doing the Yorick thing. The game is all about the Yorick thing. So make sure you're keeping in mind that you're doing the Yorick thing, right? So then you come top, you're pushing, I'm fine with it. Here though, would be pretty nice if we had our flash. This play, I don't know if you remember it, but you come at a flank, kind of skip forward and go back. Here you come at the flank, would be pretty nice if you could flash on the Lulu there and kill her before she polys you. And then, yeah. So, you die. pretty sad because you probably maybe could have ended the game here. Your team maybe didn't have great targeting, but I would just say the big things are making sure you keep doing the Yorick thing. Here you TP in, and you call for Baron, and your team dies, right, and then you lose. So I do think the Baron call is better. Y'all have just been sieging. This game is just a game where you have to be really calm in it. It's a slow game. There's not much to it. So when the game gets really messy like this and it goes bad, it's disastrous, especially this late into the game, 34 minutes. So I would say your main takeaways are, I thought your lane was fine. I think you need to be more decisive about what fights you take. So one, work on being decisive about taking a fight. Don't get sucked into a decision your team makes. Decisive about fight. So for example, that Graves 2v2 where you got caught up in it and died. Make sure you're decisive about, okay, like this guy's dead. I'm not gonna walk in, right? And in general, when you're playing the Yorick, just leaning towards not team fighting more so than team fighting. I think you did a pretty good job of it, but sometimes this game, I feel like you made the good call sometimes, but working on some of those variables that we talked about to help you decide if you should or shouldn't go. Like for example, that soul point was a good decision, right? You use that metric, so more of that, right? Which is going to be good. And then I would just say, to be honest, yeah, I feel like not team fighting, but like playing in line with your team. Okay, so even though you're not team fighting, okay, as a split pusher, it's still your job to play in line with your team, because if they loosen up on the pressure and you keep pressuring, then you can have deaths like this. This death where you lose your flash and you die. This one you don't need to die, right? And this is really like, you don't have many deaths this game. There's really not much to it. Most of your deaths are just like you fighting when you shouldn't fight, which we talked about why. Like this death right here, for example, you shouldn't fight here. And yeah, so I would say being decisive about fights and the reasons why, like item spikes and other things, like your people there, what their HP is like. So just looking at these variables more. A lot of times you're not looking and assessing them. So, for example, the Herald fight. And then playing in line with your team, whether that means like split pushing, when helping them create pressure, whatever it may be, right? But here, an example of that is, when they let up and they die, you don't die with them. Just stop pressuring and dip. Keep your flash for the next fight. And I think that's really it. I think the most valuable things to like translate to Ambessa is going to be like making sure you're looking at the fights and being decisive about which ones you take or don't. Because if you dash in as Ambessa, you can't get out, right?
Yeah.
And then I would say the other thing is just playing in line with your team. But on Ambessa, a lot of time it's more about like pushing and moving. So I think the takeaway would just be that for champions that don't split push, when you do push and you have the opportunity to move, make sure you're still flexible about, okay, my team is not pushing up, I can't push, or my team is basing, so I'm not going to move to them. Stuff like that. That's it. You have any questions?
No, that's good. Yeah, today was good.
Alrighty. Good. I feel good about it. Yeah, I think one other small thing we talked about the itemization as well for Ambessa. So only one HP item ever.
Yep.
And I think it'll feel a lot better too. Like I think you'll notice when you don't go the HP items, especially if you go the DD second, you're gonna feel really strong at 2, 3, 4 items if you don't go an HP item.
Yep.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much.